going on, everybody? My name is Michael Kamau, and I'm here with my good friends Derrick Oldensmith, Sami Abusaad, and JR Romero because we want to talk about all the things that make this like the greatest stock market in history. We were talking offline. Sami was teasing me because he said I wasn't this optimistic during the Biden administration, but things are just more interesting now. There's more chaos, there's more nonsense, there's more bullshit. There's just more craziness all around. So how are the boys doing today? How is everybody doing out there?
I had an amazing day in the room. 4 plays usually, is not as busy at all, and usually, not the plays don't work out as well. But today, all 4 plays worked out, and so I had an amazing day this morning.
That's great, JR. So I hear you've been clubbing lots of baby seals. Now, why would you do that?
It's a terrible thing to say. I'm misquoted and misunderstood. I'm just saying this has been a great market. It's been great. It's been fun. Opportunities everywhere, and had a great morning too. No complaints.
All right, excellent. Now I just want to say hi to the Jacked Orange Man in the chat, who I consider our biggest and best fan. All right, Derrick, how about you? What are you seeing out there?
Surviving. We were looking at some of these meme names for shorts today, RGTI and UUUU. They're working okay. Haven't really accelerated in the way that I want them to, but well off the spots where the short call-outs have occurred. Really, really high risk-reward opportunities out there right now with how some of those crazy stocks have been. So far so good, but we'll see if we can actually get these things to finally fail or not.
Okay, anybody have any idea of why like things just won't fail? Because I could compile like 50 million friggin' things on signs we're topping out. Like we're having crazy short squeezes in small caps. I mean, everything looks overpriced, but then again, now earnings season is actually starting off on a decent foot. Wait, what the hell? I don't even remember what I was asking.
There's more buyers than sellers.
Yeah, do we need reasons for anything anymore?
I mean, there's some great companies out there like this Quad U. They did $78 million in revenue in 2024. $6 billion market cap, has gone straight vertically up. So it's a phenomenal company. RGTI, I think that they might have sold one product one time. Just a real flight to quality out there with the way that they're moving some of these incredible companies that are just making money hand over foot. I mean, what else can you say? OKLO. I mean, these guys are making so many miniature nuclear facilities that, I've got 5 in my backyard already.
Yeah, I'm going to say this. Oklo is my favorite company. Now, I want to know this. I have $0 in revenue. I've built 0 nuclear reactors. Why am I not worth $27.5 billion like Oklo?
You just haven't gone public yet and announced that you are becoming a nuclear reactor that also is a crypto mining company at the same. You mine crypto out of the miniature nuclear reactor in the T3 office. Go public. You'll be a billionaire overnight.
Well, yeah. Well, the portable nuclear reactor can power the quantum computer. Then we use the quantum computer to crack Bitcoin and take all the Bitcoin.
Just write it on a piece of paper, bring it to NASDAQ. They love letting companies like that go public. And, then we'll put a 5X leveraged ETF behind it, and you'll be a billionaire.
Okay, yeah. So I do think there's a ton of parallels with, the late 90s, where placing a whole lot of value on stuff that's going to happen 5, 10, 20 years from now. And also we have this my favorite thing is like the unique, all the related party transactions. Like imagine if Derrick owned a bagel store and he gave me $500,000 in cash and said come buy bagels from me. And I came in and bought the bagels. That's essentially what's going on. So
I just need OpenAI to announce that at some point in the future they're going to spend $1 trillion to sell the bagels, and then we'll be good.
Oh, they're already partnering Walmart for smart shopping and Taco Bell or some ridiculous thing.
I mean, that makes sense because they can make a ton of money off affiliate commissions. Like, how many people are going into ChatGPT and saying, like, which computer monitor should I buy? Like, oh, it's a little piece of code, and they can make billions maybe from Amazon and Walmart alone. But it is.
I think
Sorry.
I'm much older than you, Derek. Maybe not wiser, but I really think you need to embrace your inner Friedrich Nietzsche, your full and utter nihilism. You know, Nietzsche said, "Everything in the world displeases me, but above all, my displeasure in everything displeases me." And that's this market in a nutshell. Like that, this is what we're living through. Nothing makes any sense. Every time I take a trade in this market, I have to go on a rant about how this is usually a terrible idea. I would never tell my mother I did this, and please don't tell my mother I'm about to take an NVTS up on a gap up after it's gone parabolic and taken a Viagra, and the trade works. Why? Because that's the market we're in. You know, Richard Wyckoff used to say, a man cannot serve two masters, and the tape is a tyrant. Don't fight the tape in this market. We bought Oklo at 169.50. We sold it at 194 this morning. Does it make any sense? No, it doesn't make any sense. But it's the market. It's the market we have. It's the tape that's running, and we just have to adjust and accept that that's what's happening. You know,
for sure. And as a result, honestly, there's a ton of opportunity out there both ways. So I'm definitely maximum sarcasm mode when I look at the fundamentals of some of these companies that are basically non-existent. But it's the price action that pays, and forget the noise and follow what the market's telling you to do.
Did you see that tweet with the offices of all these quantum RGTI has 12 employees.
RGTI's office looks like where you go to get cavities drilled by some crappy dentist in New Jersey who just wants to drill your teeth for the sake of drilling them to make more money.
It's the bathroom in the storage shed of a scuba shack that went out of business, dude. It makes no sense.
We need to juxtapose those with the mansions of the executives at these companies. Now, like, I mean, a really fun exercise to do is to open up ChatGPT and ask for current practical applications of quantum computing.
Wait till they do an offering. You're going to get some nice real estate shots.
Listen, I've been tempted to short quantum stocks many times this year. Even Oklo. I was looking at Oklo yesterday, and I don't know. Like, do we now for this thing to actually end? And I will say there's a non-zero chance this craziness could go on for years.
Dude, I text my friends my deepest, darkest technical analysis fantasies. I think I texted Derek at like 5:45 this morning. Bro, look at the weekly chart. It's over.
And I instantly responded because I was looking at the daily chart of XME, which I'm loving as a short right now, at the same time as you're potentially looking at like this silver parabolic move, and I'm like, this looks like it's time.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But like, do we? I don't know. Like, do we actually need a catalyst?
We don't need the catalyst. You guys are wasting your time. You just need to look at the price, and that's all you need. You don't need the fundamentals of zero value.
Now, the problem with that thinking, Sammy, is like we need to kill some time in between when we wake up and go to, like, what the hell would we do with ourselves if?
Okay, then it's a different story.
Because you know what, like.
Because half of it, more than half of it, doesn't make sense. You're right. All three of you are right. But I don't bother looking up the news or learning about the companies because I just do the price analysis, and if it looks good, I just do it.
I know, but can we admit that it's hilarious for a second?
It is.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Nothing more hilarious than Derek's rants.
I'm just so my best trade of the year this year is actually still from January when I was short all of quantum at the same time. RGTI, QBTS, QUBT, IonQ. And I just scrolled back on these daily charts right now as we're chatting to where these things are now compared to where they were when I crushed those shorts. And it looks like that pullback, which was a massive pullback of these things, is like a tiny little pullback that we can't even notice in the chart anymore compared to where these things are now. It's quite impressive.
All right, we got a nice comment from Tommy O. He said, Sammy, I bought Baba on August 13th at 126.80. It's after saying you would back up the truck at 124, and my hope was to make enough money to pay for the mentorship. So congratulations, Tommy. I sold Baba like an asshole at like 80, but we're not going to talk about this.
This is family friendly.
Not anymore.
Nobody's listening to this crap. Like who in their right mind would be listening to this nonsense?
See, Michael's been reading Nietzsche. Told you.
God, I mean, so JR, do you believe that God is dead?
What? No. No, sir.
Okay. Well, we'll ask you. Everybody will get the chance to answer that question later on. Now, the thing is, like,
I said Derrick should be reading Nietzsche. I'm not reading that crap.
Okay. Now, does it feel like the universe has sort of agreed that this is just the way the stock market's going to be? Like, because it really seems like there's no actual bull case for quantum computing, but I feel like the world has just decided we're going to play this game, and it's going to be bid 'em up until things fall apart. I mean, I wonder if that actually almost makes this, in a weird way, a rational market.
I don't agree with you. I actually think there's a massive bull case for quantum computing. A massive bull case for quantum computing. I just don't think that any of these stocks that don't have any revenue should be trading where they are right now, and that there's a good chance that these companies aren't even the winners in the space when it actually happens. But I mean, some of these future technologies, when and if they come together, are going to revolutionize the entire world. It's the same thing with AI. This is what I keep talking about with AI. AI is going to change the world. It already is changing the world. It's changing my life. I use AI all the time. Perplexity, when I want information, especially if I'm doing research on any stocks or anything like that, it's phenomenal. It's so much better and easier than going into a Google search, opening 20 links, trying to figure out what's BS, what's good. It's phenomenal. I also have the Sora 2 on my phone. It's fun. I was able to make myself defeat all these ninjas, and I slammed a basketball into a pelican's mouth, and all this really cool stuff that I'm able to do. There's no doubt about it that that's going to revolutionize the advertising business. It's going to revolutionize Hollywood. But the question isn't, are these going to change the world? The question is spending trillions of dollars worth it for me to be able to make a cute little video of me defeating 25 ninjas that are attacking me at the same time? And I think the answer to that is no. And that's why we're in a bubble here, not because these aren't phenomenal technologies. It's just, is the juice worth the squeeze on the spend and on the valuation of, again, Quad U, $78 million in revenue last year to be worth $6 billion in market cap right now? And the answer to that is unequivocally no. We're in a bubble, but like Paul Tudor Jones said on TV a week or two ago, some of the best gains that you can make an entire career are being long the bubble throughout the entirety of that process. And you just, follow that technical move, let it go parabolic, still be long, and then at a certain point, have the happy feet to be able to get out of the way when the bid drops, because the bid will eventually drop, but who's to say when and where?
Yeah, I do think quantum and AI are different though, because like I've been hunting for anybody to say I used my quantum computer to do XYZ, and there's not a whole lot of, even if we were seeing like some inklings of it doing something. Sherry Gordon is saying, you guys sound so mad the market is going crazy. Absolutely correct. The market is not behaving
smoked right now. So
I just want to give my point of view here. Not to feed the fires of Nietzsche again, who is a social Darwinist, but I think there's a much deeper Darwinian struggle at play here in terms of national security and economic and political hegemony, and it's not 5 decades away; it's a decade away. the nations that control AI will have control over their sovereignty, and those that don't won't. And it's for the United States, it is a massive national security issue, which is why you see, China messing around with their supply chains, and the Trump administration buying up Intel stock like a memester, and rare earths and so on and so forth. I think the industrial and political establishment have come to the conclusion that the survival and hegemony of AI is tantamount with the survival and hegemony of the United States. And that is, I think, why we're seeing these dramatic moves in anything remotely related to the data center, artificial intelligence, and power generation.
Okay, so do you actually think there's like a parallel with World War II? Because a big reason we won was some manufacturing and supply chains. Like,
I mean, that's been the case since the Romans. Why did the Romans conquer half the world? It was because of their supply chain, not because of the pretty sandals.
Just not because of their pretty sandals.
I mean, they're pretty hot, but just saying. So
like, I gotta say, I'm getting the weird feeling. I think Sami is rolling his eyes at me. I would not be surprised for the market to just like keep going up for like the next year without a break, because I myself am participating in way too many conversations about it going too far in like whatever historical cycle analysis, blah, 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 blah. This could just keep on going.
I think we end up with an range
currency, Michael. Where else are you going to put your money? You're going to put it into private equity. You're going to put it into equities. Yeah.
I think we end up with a narrow range bar on the monthly chart, and if we break under it, then that should be the top in the market. Look at the monthly chart of the Qs, the SPY. If we end up with that kind of bar by the end of the month, where today is what, the 15th, 15 more days, we end up with a bar like this. That's a reversal bar. We break under it. I think we're lower. But until then, it's not a clear picture. So I hate wasting time, talking about something when it's not even clear at all. And picking direction would be just a guess, basically. A dart and
where you see a topic reversal, I see an inside bar breakout, maybe.
No, it's not when it's multiple bars up and then a wide range bar and then an inside bar. If it was
how's that gone shorting the market so far?
I'm not the one that's been saying to short the market.
No, I know, man. I'm just
the opposite. I've been the one to continue to be bullish. But what I'm saying is, if we get that kind of bar and we break under it, I think that would probably be the top. By the way, I think some of the metals, I'm sure they topped out, like critical metals, CRML. That should be the top. Should be in. Check it out.
Yeah, we called the short on it this morning.
UAMY. That should have
antimony
topped.
Yeah.
I don't know what are some of the other metals that are way up like the CRML and the UAMY.
I mean, if you look at like the GDX components, there's probably some in there that are up like 200-300%.
Yeah, but
there's a few others. There's a USAR, USAR is one of them.
We call shorts in all the.
But what else?
The crazy one that you got to be at. I'm very cautious of any of these stocks where the U.S. government is like chatting with executives, and the next thing you know, the U.S. government takes a stake. But NVDA was the one that had government talks that was up through the roof yesterday. But that's a mineral one. It's down 14% today after being up 100% plus yesterday. NB is another one is getting whacked now, down 17%. NAK is another one, not as bad today. But those are all some of these mineral names that seem to be rolling down. And the Quad U is a big focus of mine today because they gapped this one up. I know it's a little more uranium focused, but also it's kind of the same category.
Yeah, they all look very toppy. Nothing as toppy as the CRML and the UAMY. Those look really toppy and parabolic like crazy. But yeah, I think that sector probably topped out.
All right.
I tried to short the CRML yesterday. It was hard to borrow, but after I tried, it actually went back up. So I was like, okay, well, I'm glad it was hard to borrow, because I probably would have lost money on it. But it topped out. I'm pretty sure about it.
Okay, all right. We're going to get to new ideas in just a minute, but we might as well have a little bit fun before that. So I'm going to ask the entire panel here, what is the best kind of cheese?
The one that you like the most.
All right, that answer gets a 2 out of 10, Sammy. That's terrible.
Derrick, if you say American cheese, we can't be friends anymore. Just letting you know.
I think it depends on what you're having the cheese with.
Exactly.
You know, I like a lot of different types of cheese. If I'm having a buffalo chicken sandwich, I don't want the blue cheese sauce. I want the blue cheese crumbles. Give me those blue cheese crumbles. We're talking. This is a legit sandwich. But you know, it depends. I'm having a little cheese and crackers going on, or you know, what's the wave here? Is it on a sandwich? Maybe a little good, you know, sharp cheddar on a sandwich could be decent. And yeah, I do think American has a place occasionally on a burger and on the barbecue, but it's not, you know, what I'm going after most of the time.
Derrick, related question. If you're having wings, are you doing blue cheese or ranch?
Blue cheese, or I can't say the rest of the line, but
is it the Joey Diaz line?
The Joey Diaz line. I'm 100% behind the Joey Diaz line. Blue cheese, or if you don't know what we're talking about, look it up on your own.
We can't. If you do ranch and wings, we can't do business. All right, JR, how about you?
I don't know, man. As long as it's good cheese, I don't really discriminate. I'd rather have a steak than cheese any day, but yeah, good cheese is good cheese. When Eddie goes to France, he sends me a big giant box of cheese. It lasts about 3 minutes in my house with my kids.
And I'm lactose intolerant, so I don't eat cheese, unfortunately.
All right, we're going to give this segment a 1 out of 10. This was a total disaster, but at least Derrick is on the right side of history when it comes to wings.
What's your favorite, Michael?
I think I might go with brie.
With snacks, with crackers, I think it's the best.
Give me especially a good warm baguette. That's all I need. Okay, moving on. All right, we're not going to bitch and moan about the market anymore. At least I don't think. Okay, anybody have ideas? Long, shorts, whatever, long-term, short-term earnings, anything. Does anybody out there in the universe have ideas? I have a lot of money to put to work.
Not a lot of good ideas at the moment. Like I said, I think the metals topped, but they're late now, so I'm watching for entries. There is one stock that I like, which is the CTMX, but it needs to pop over 351. So CTMX, that looks good to me. But not a lot of good ideas, to tell you the truth.
I got a couple. NVDA has not been trading right. I think that I was talking about this originally when Oracle, I can't even keep track of all the different OpenAI deals anymore, but it seems like you're seeing a lot of these companies giving more business to AMD, and AMD is becoming a much larger competitor to NVIDIA. NVIDIA is not the only game in town, and it's being reflected in the stock price. You have the failed breakout now on 190, and even though the market has recovered, this name has not recovered. There's a big support area in this 180. 180 held twice yesterday. 180 is just held twice so far today. They just tested it like 10 minutes ago while we were talking. If this NVIDIA really starts to lose this 179, 180, and God forbid gets any help from the market, which is not something I would count on, that looks like a juicy short to me for lower. And then the other one, and I know JR's got some ideas here with these metals and stuff, but I've been particularly starting to look at this XME. I called out a short off the first 5-minute candle today, actually, off that high, the 111 high. I think that this could pull back to $100. So I think it's a little trickier to chase here at this like 107 and change it's trading at right now. But off the open this morning, really good risk reward to start a short there. And if it closes weak, I think you could swing some for a move back to $100.
Excellent. JR, how about you? Is there anything on your big beautiful radar screen?
Yeah, let me share my charts real quick. Can you guys see my charts?
Yes.
All right, let's take a look. All right, let's see what we got. Some of these utilities, they pulled back from their August highs. You got a sort of a cup and handle here. This NRG looks good to 220. I like these tight bases near all-time highs. I'm a right side kind of the chart, right side of the chart kind of guy. This one I really like a lot on the weekly and the monthly. It's a big base breakout from the IPO, 1065 on TRVI. A lot of the stuff on my chart ends with therapeutics. A lot of these biotech stocks and drug manufacturers seem like they have a whole lot of tailwind. PLTS, typically I wouldn't be caught dead trading a lot of these IPO bases, but they don't seem to care about what Trump says or Besant or Xi Jinping. They're just a lot of momentum. This Platinum Analytics, I'm looking for 40. NGG, National Grid. This is a steamboat to China. If you want a big flashy momentum moves, this may not be for you, but it's a gorgeous uptrend. Reaccumulative base, breakout 74.58, looking for $98. NET, I'm not done with this one. You had a multi-year rounding bottom base, very tight consolidation, buy zone through 229 and a quarter, looking for at least 276. QURE, I've been stalking this one. I know you got to get through that 8250 pivot, but on the daily, I'm looking for a bigger structure to form here. Two-wave corrective into a nice tight wedge pattern. Looks great to me. It's got very low relative volume here, consolidating after a gap up, but it looks good. LGN, this one triggered for us long today. It's a micro wedge up an IPO base, 3250, and add through 3440. I'm looking for $50. AMPX triggered today for me already. This one was I really like. This is very aggressive. These are very aggressive charts, but this is market we're in. You're still in time to buy it. Looking for $30. KNSA. KNSA looks great. This is a lot of these end in pharmaceuticals and therapeutics, which is usually not the stuff I like to trade, but very, very strong chart. KNSA, I'm looking for at least 4650. Very nice tight base in an uptrend. I believe all-time highs. KNSA looks great. TPR, Tapestry, nice tight base. Technicals look okay. Not the biggest volume mover, but it looks good to maybe 160, 159. And then ACHR also triggered a strong today through it's kind of a messy, wider base than I usually like to take. But I see this one going to $24. And then finally, OUST triggered us long 2 days ago, and I'm looking for 55. It's pulling back a little bit today, but that's what I'm looking at, guys.
Okay, JR, one also, can you update on Caterpillar, because you were super bullish on that like a month ago? So if you could give us a quick update on Caterpillar,
yeah,
that would be great.
I know. Sammy's a purist. He gets mad when I talk about fundamentals, but I really thought there was a good chance that a lot of these industrials were going to catch a bid on the big beautiful bill, incentives to rebuild factories in the USA, and the interest rates coming in. So I started to see a lot of reaccumulation around 410 and 420. So I bought the 441 base break. I'm looking for 620 on this. We're into a declining tops line, so we trimmed into 535 off of 441. And but I'm basically looking for a channel to build here into the 620 handle. So took some off already, and I'll look to add on the pullback and build a bigger position. Looks good.
Excellent. Beautiful. Okay, that is going to wrap us up. Unfortunately, there will be no show next week, which is very, 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 very sad news, which means next week is probably going to be exciting for a change. So do with that what you will. Everybody have a wonderful day. JR, if you could stay on here, I need to talk to you for a minute. Okay.
Ooh.
I'm in trouble now. The boss is mad.
Thanks, guys.
What I do?
I'm the boss. He said it. It's official.
What I do this time?